We'll chant Om 3 times, followed by the invocation shlokas. Inhale deeply. ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः समस्त जनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. So we're doing Gita Panchamrutam, right? So let me share the link just in case for anyone who don't have the link. Okay. So I posted the link in the chat window. Okay. So now. So we will chant all the 5 shlokas, Gita Panchamrutam shlokas, first without word breakdown and then with word breakdown and then without word breakdown. Okay, so one of you please come off mute. Okay, Bharat, I see you. Okay. So while one of you are repeating aloud in non-mute mode, everyone else please chant in mute. Okay, let us start. Uddharet Atmana
Atmana
Atmanam.
Atmanam
So Uddharet and Atmana becomes Uddharet Atmana.
Udaret Atmana
Atmana and Atmanam together becomes Atmana Atmanam.
Atmanam
Together Uddharet Atmana Atmanam.
Atmanam.
Is everyone able to hear Bharat's voice properly?
You able to hear me?
Yes, yeah. Last few seconds, it little bit cut off, but otherwise it came.
Oh, okay. I was wondering if it is something to my network. Okay. Na
Na
Atmanam.
Atmanam
Together becomes Natmanam.
Natmanam
Avasadayet.
Avasadayet
Together becomes Natmanam Avasadayet.
Natmanam Avasadayet
Atma
Atma
Eva.
Eva
Together becomes Atmaiva.
Atmaiva
Hi
I
Atmanaha.
Atmanaha
Together becomes Hyatmanaha.
Yatmanaha
And Bandhu.
Bandhuhu
So Hyatmanaha and Bandhu become Hyatmano Bandhu.
Yatmano Bandhuhu
Atma
Atma
Eva.
Eva
Together Atmaiva.
Atmaiva
Ripuhu
Ripuhu
Atmanaha.
Atmanaha
Together Ripuratmanaha.
Ripuratmanaha.
We'll chant Uddharedatmanatmanam.
उद्धरेदात्मनात्मानम्
आत्मानमवसादयेत्
नात्मानमवसादयेत्
आत्मैव sorry आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बन्धुः
आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बन्धुः
आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः
आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः. Venkat, one question I have.
Sure.
Like for this sloka, you are breaking and we are understanding when to break, right? In general, when we are listening, we want to recite any other sloka of Bhagavad Gita, how to determine where to break?
At the end of 8 syllables.
8 syllables, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So in the second line, you see Atmaiva Hyatmano Bandhu. So there Bandhu, that's where it is ending, right? Atmaiva Hyatmano Bandhu, right? So there we need to find out what is the Sandhi and break there. So Bandhuratma is there, right? So Bandhu plus Atma become Bandhuratma. So Bandhu, and that's how we chant.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Next, we will chant Karmani.
I can go. Karmani
Eva.
eva
Together becomes Karmanyeva.
karmaneva
Adhikaraha.
adhikaraha
Together becomes Karmanyeva Adhikaraha.
karmaneva adhikaraha
Karmanyeva Adhikaraha.
karmanevadhikaraha
Te.
te
Together becomes Karmanyeva Adhikaraste.
karmanevadhikaraste
Ma.
ma
Phaleshu.
phaleshu
Kadachana.
kadachana
Ma.
ma
Karma.
karma
Phala.
phala
Ha. Not fa. Ha.
ha
No. Ha.
pa
Yes.
pa. Okay.
Karma phala
Karma phala
hetuhu
ethuhu
bhuhu.
bhuhu
So together becomes karma phala hetur bhuhu.
karma phala hetur bhuhu.
Okay. Karma pha, not fa. Okay.
Yeah, karma phala.
No. Fa sound is not there in Sanskritam. Okay. It is karma phala hetur bhuhu.
Phala. Okay. Karma phala hetur ethur bhuhu.
Ma
Ma
te
te
sangaha
sangaha
astu.
astu
Sangaha and astu becomes sangostu.
sangostu
Akarmani.
akarmani.
Sangostu and akarmani become sangostu akarmani.
Sangostu akarmani.
Okay, let us chant. Karmanyevadhikaraste
Karmannevadhikaraste
ma phaleshu kadachana
ma phaleshu kadachana
ma karma phala hetur bhuhu
ma karma phala hetur bhuhu
ma te sangostva karmani.
ma te sangostva karmani.
Okay. But remember to chant fa as pa. Okay, it is
Pa.
not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay. The next sloka. Yat
Yat
karoshi.
karoshi,
Together, yat karoshi.
yat karoshi,
Yat
yat
ashnasi.
ashnashi,
Together, it is yadashnasi.
yadashnashi,
Yat
yat
juhoshi.
jugoshi,
Together, yajjuhoshi.
jugoshi,
Tadasi.
dadashi,
Yat.
yat
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 tapasyasi.
tapashyasi,
Kaunteya.
kaunteya,
Tat
tat
kurushva.
kurushva,
Together, tat kurushva.
tat kurushva,
Mat
mat
arpanam.
arpanam,
Together, madarpanam.
madarpanam,
So let us chant. Yat karoshi yadashnasi.
Yat karoshi yadasnashi.
Yajjuhoshi dadasi yat.
Yaj doshi dadashyat.
Yat tapasyasi kaunteya.
Yat tapasyashi kanteya.
Tat kurushva madarpanam.
Tat kurishva madarpanam.
Okay, next one. Ananyaha
Ananyaha
chintayantaha.
Chintayantaha
Together, ananyash chintayantaha.
Ananyaschintayantaha
Mam
Mam
ye
Ye
janaha
Janaha
paryupasate.
Paryupasate
Tesham
Tesham
nitya
Nitya
abhi
Abhi
yuktanam.
Yuktanam
Together, nityabhiyuktanam
Nityabhiyuktanam
yoga
Yoga
kshemam.
Kshemam
Together, yoga kshemam
Yogakshemam
vahami
Vahami
aham.
Aham
Together, vahamyaham.
Vahamyaham
So let us chant. Ananyas chintayanto mam.
Ananyaschintayanto Mam
Ye janah paryupasate.
Ye Janah Paryupasate
So whenever visarga followed by pa, that fa sound comes. Okay. Ye
Okay.
janah paryupasate.
Ye Janah Paryupasate
Ye janah, then paryupasate.
Ye Janah Paryupasate. Okay, Fa and Pa both come. Okay.
Yes. Okay. So that
Repeat.
visarga makes that sound. Okay.
Okay.
Ye
Repeat
janah
again. So
pa-
Ananya.
Ananyas chintayanto mam.
Ananyaschintayanto Mam
Ye janah paryupasate.
Ye Janah Ye Janah Paryupasate
Tesham nityabhiyuktanam
Tesham Nityabhiyuktanam
yogakshemam vahamyaham.
Yogakshemam Vahamyaham
Okay, next one. Sarva. Nobody wants to chant?
All right, I'll give it a go.
Sarva.
Sarva
Dharman.
Dharman
Together becomes Sarva Dharman.
Sarva Dharman
Parityajya.
Parityaja
Together Sarva Dharman Parityajya.
Sarva Dharman Parityaja
Mam
Mam
ekam.
Ekam
Together mam ekam. Mam ekam.
Mam Ekam
Sharanam
Sharanam
Praja.
Vraja
Aham
Aham
tva
Tva
sarva
Sarva
papebhyah
Parpebhyaha
moksha
Moksha
ishyami
Ishyami
ma
Ma
shuchaha.
Suchaha
Okay, so okay, so let us chant. Sarva dharman parityajya
Sarva Dharmam Parityajya
mamekam sharanam braja.
Mamekam Sharanam Vraja
Aham tva sarva papebhyah.
Aham Tva Sarva Pyo
Aham tva.
Aham Tva Sarva Papebhyo Ho
Okay, no, papebhyah.
Pabe
Bhyah.
Parpebhyo Uh-oh
Papebhyah.
Par Parpebhyaha
So,
Okay
okay. Mokshayishyami ma shucha.
Mo Mokshesha Shi Yo
Ishyami
Moksheshami
ma shucha.
Ma Shucha
Uh, So, what happens is that you are right. You are seeing that sarva papebhyo. But what happens is that there is again a conjugation there, a word conjugation is there because it is combining with the next word moksha ishyami. But if you're chanting the entire line like that, right? Then you can together, right? So, for example, aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami ma shuchaha. So there, papebhyo is fine. Okay. But because we are pausing there, we have to end the sentence there. So you probably think about like putting a full stop or a comma or a hyphen there. So aham tva sarva, it becomes aham tva sarva papebhya.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you. So, okay. Now, so what we are covering is that in Gita Panchamrutam, I know it's kind of repetition, but I'm repeating it every week, some of this material simply because that will stay in our heart. Okay, it is committed to long-term memory. Okay, so that's why I'm repeating. Please don't take it as like, there's nothing else to do. Okay. So the thought process here starts with that all of us have to grow. Okay. We all need to evolve. Evolution is mandatory, right? Either we evolve or we perish. So this is the natural law. But when it comes to spiritual, what happens? What is evolution versus perishing? Perishing means we get stuck in the samsara forever. Evolution means we evolve and we get out of this samsara and get to moksha. Now, for us to get to moksha, that being the end goal, where do we start? I have to start wherever I am by trying to uplift myself. And who is going to uplift myself? You or anyone? All of us have to uplift ourselves by ourselves only. When we say lift ourselves by ourselves, that means that we have to make our mind conducive so that it can help us uplift. And this upliftment, getting this up, the idea to, oh, I need to uplift myself, etc. That kind of inspiration is not very easy. We may get inspiration, yes, but sustaining that inspiration is more important. So once you uplift yourself, don't fall back. Okay, don't lower yourself back. See, the thing is that, like, let us say, if you want to do exercise, as an example, okay, you want to join gym and you put off, and then eventually you will join. Now you go to gym for maybe maybe like a couple of weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and then it so happens that you have to go to a party and it's a late night party. Next morning you can't go to gym. Then next day you also have a travel coming up. Okay, so then you went out for travel for 4 days, come back. Now, am I going to go back to gym the next morning? No, I'll say like, okay, I want to relax. I just had too much travel, too much this, that. Okay, I just want to relax. And then going back to gym and restarting that, putting that effort back is going to take a lot more time. Okay, so resuming that is going to be challenge. So please don't lower yourself once you uplift yourself. Then Atma eva Atmanaha bandhu. So who's your best friend here? Who can help you? Is your own mind. When is your mind your best friend? When it is conducive for your growth, your mind is your best friend. But if it is not conducive for your growth, your mind is your worst enemy. That was the content of the first sloka. Now the question is that why do I want to go for? I mean, I know what is right for me. So I want to grow, but why am I unable to grow? Or you are not unable to grow, okay, or I am not unable to grow because there is something called likes and dislikes. So when we like something, even if it is a wrong thing, we want to do it. Okay, so that's, you see whether it is, I mean, like gross examples could be like, smoking, drinking, etc. Those can be, I mean, like at a very simplified examples, but you also see our laziness, our, uh, all our weaknesses are nothing but attachment to certain likes and dislikes. So that because of that, the mind is unable to get over this whole what you call likes and dislikes, and because of that, we are unable to lift ourselves up. So how do I resolve that issue is explained in second shloka, karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phalesh kadachana, where it is said that we must perform duties alone, not something that we like or dislike, but duties alone. Because in the performance of duty, there's no like or dislike. If your manager says, can you please do this? What does it mean? It means do it, right? Oh, you are asking me to do it, but I don't feel like doing this. There's no excuse there. I mean, there's no such thing there, right? So you just have to say, yes, I'll do it, and then you must do it. So that's because that is the nature of duty. In performance of duty, there's no likes and dislikes. So by performing these duties, where we can come over our likes and dislikes is the first step. But that anybody can do. Okay, that is performance of duty is alone not important, is not enough, but you must perform this duty with some other attitude, mental tuning. So there are two components to that mental tuning. One is called as I am offering it to God. Okay, Ishwararpana Buddhi. And second is whatever comes is God's grace. So Prasada Buddhi. Why is this? Why are these two things required? This Ishwararpana Prasada Buddhi isn't like performing my duty is not enough. It's because when think about the same example that we just talked, right? Your boss asked you to do something. You didn't like, even it is your duty. Okay, it's not like he didn't say, he didn't ask you to do something wrong. Okay, something illegal or something. Okay, illegal, immoral or something. But what happens is, if I don't like something I'm doing, then there is a suppression in my heart. Because of that suppression, I break down one way or other. Okay, so, but on the other hand, when I think about a higher ideal, higher goal, and this is the reason why I'm doing this, I have nothing to do with this. Okay, this is okay. So when I have, okay, in my likes and dislikes have no place here, because this is a bigger yajna that we are doing. So when that kind of attitude is there, that is the Ishwararpana Buddhi. So then whatever happens, it happens. Okay. So then that is how what happens is that there's not going to be any suppression anymore. Okay. All our likes and dislikes are sublimated. Sublimated means they come and they go and they vanish. So this is what the essence of second shloka. Then now Ishwararpana Buddhi is introduced in second shloka. So how is that Ishwararpana Buddhi is done? I mean, like how to develop that? It is whatever we perform, whatever action we perform, okay, both in any kind of sensory inputs, okay, or any kind of physical action we do. So yat karoshi meaning all our outputs, yat ashnasi, what are all our inputs, okay, juhoshi, dadasi, tapasyasi, we talked about yajna, dana, tapas in detail, okay, all of that offer it to Lord. Now, what is exactly offering it to Lord? Because Lord is not in front of me to say like, okay, here you go, take it, right? I cannot like take it's not like as simple as taking $5 from my wallet and giving it, right? So what is this arpanam here? Arpanam means it is a combination of two things. One is chittam and other is param. So that means I must be thinking about God all the time. Okay. That is thinking about God. That means that you can only think about something when you love. Okay, if you don't love, your heart doesn't stay there. Okay, so I should love, and then I should also regard it high. Okay? So these two, when they are there, then offering is natural. So how do I gain love? How do you gain love to satsang? When you come to satsang, when you listen to it, you're thinking about it and it makes sense. And even after the class is over, you kept thinking on what has been done in the class, what has been. So that thought process, as you attend more, the like becomes higher. So that is, what does that mean? You read more scriptures, more everything. So the more time you spend in this, the more love you develop, and the more love you develop, the more you want to know. And then as you're knowing in this particular case, right? So for example, let us say salsa dance. Okay. Now salsa dance, you may like salsa dance, you may want to know more about it, you may start practicing salsa dance, great. But you know that salsa dance is not param, is not high. High in the sense you don't regard with the absolute nature of Brahman or something like that. It is just okay, it is just for fun. Okay. So there is a chittam is there, but param is not there. Okay. So whereas when you're learning about Bhagwan and then you see that everything is Bhagwan alone and there's nothing other than Bhagwan, along with chittam, param also comes. Param is like treating Bhagwan as highest. Because why? You have much better knowledge about God. Okay. And then that Arpanam automatically comes. That is the idea. Now, what is the benefit of doing this? Okay, in there, Bhagavan says the fourth shloka, Ananyas chintayanta mam ye janah paripasate tesham nityabhyuktanam yogakshema vahanyaham. So here, what Bhagavan says is, if anyone who is thinking about me and me alone, again here, from Advaita Vedanta perspective, there is no difference between Jiva and Brahma. Okay? Atma equals Jiva equals Brahman. So that means our core essential nature is God alone. That God alone is spread all over. There is nothing other than God. Whatever I see is the representation of God alone. When I have that kind of a thought, that thought is there everywhere, right? Ananya, I don't have to think about anything else. I'm only thinking about God because wherever I look, I only see God. So like that, whoever does that, whose mind is always like in recognition, in awareness, okay, about God is there. For those people, God alone will take care of everything, their needs, whether they already have it or whether they don't. Okay, if they don't have it, He will provide, that is yoga. If they already have it, He will protect, that is kshema. That is the God's guarantee that He is giving. Then, what is the final thing? What are you going to give? Okay, and Bhagavan is saying He's going to give us moksha. Moksha. Okay, tell me a little bit more about that. There he says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Braja. So this shloka let us chant without word breakdown. One of you please come off mute and repeat after me. Sarva Dharman Parityajya
सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य
Mamekam Sharanam Braja.
मामेकं शरणं व्रज
Aham Tva Sarva Papebhyah
अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः
Mokshayishyami Ma Shuchaha.
मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः.
So, yeah, we saw the word meaning of this Sarvadharman Parityajya, right? Each individual words in the last session. And we were talking about dharma. okay, what exactly dharma means. And we said that dharma means there is a ashrama dharma. There are two types of dharma. Dharma is based upon two aspects, not two types. The dharma is based upon two aspects. One is ashrama and then there is varna. Varna ashrama dharma we say. Right? So ashrama dharma we talked about in the last session. Is that correct? I just want to make sure. Vidya, brahmacharya, gruhastha, vanaprastha, sannyasa. Did we talk about those?
We did.
Huh?
We did talk about it.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Now, but we did not talk about, okay, so while we talked about this, give me 1 second actually. Me quickly find something. Now, yeah. So now the thing is that we need to talk about the Varna Dharma. Okay. Now did we start talking about Varna Dharma in last session? No, right?
I don't think so. No.
I just want to confirm that. Okay. So now we have in chapter 4 of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says that Chaturvarnyam Maya Srishtam. That's what he says, that fourfold varnas are created by me. Now, many people translate it as fourfold caste system. Now, if it is caste system, you know that in India, we have, how many castes do we have? Does anyone know? No?
Probably have many casts.
Four,
Four.
right?
Four.
Castes. Four.
Four?
Four.
Very sure. Okay, so many of you are from Andhra, right? So, is Reddy and Velma same caste?
I don't know. Oh my God.
Huh?
We only know that Brahmins like Kshatriyas, those kind of Shudras and
Varna. Four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Four varnas and many castes.
You have someone who washes clothes, someone who is a barber. There are different castes. Someone who makes gold. Goldsmith is a different caste. Ironsmith is a different caste. Like that, you have so many castes. Okay, so this caste, okay, fourfold the caste. Like I mean, like in Andhra, in AP itself. There are about like 2,000 or so castes, okay? Or maybe across the country, maybe there are 2,000 castes. In Andhra, maybe like, because I remembered like in some caste uh, notification, I counted about like 200 or 300 castes, okay? So this is fourfold caste system. Caste is not same as Varna. Varna is different from caste, okay? So Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, these four are four different varnas that he has created. And he says that guna, karma, vibhagashaha. Okay, so guna, it is based upon guna. Guna means the attitude and the type of work that they are performing. Guna, karma, vibhagashaha. Not based on their birth. And in the last session, I think we talked about, right? Last session, what was the example I gave? Yeah. If you think about Arjuna, you think that he's Kshatriya. Arjuna's father, Panduraja, is Kshatriya. His Panduraja's father was, when you came to Panduraja's father, who was Panduraja's father? Anyone recalls?
Don't remember now. I have to go back to the kit.
Vedavyasa. Right? Okay. So now Vedavyasa, when you think about Vedavyasa, do you think is a Kshatriya or a Brahmin? Brahmin. Okay. And Vedavyasa's mother was a fisherwoman. Okay. So now you see that hence this caste system, or I mean this Varna is not based on your birth, rather it is based on what you do. Okay, that is first thing to remember. Okay, so this is again all of this is coming in Mahabharata, and all the characters' names that we took are from Mahabharata. So that means that you know that we're not using a different pramana or different uh, a measure, right? To say like, oh, let us take an example from somewhere else. No, we are taking from the same book where this Bhagavad Gita is coming. So here, what happened is that now Brahmana, there are certain dharmas for Brahmana. What are the dharmas for Brahmana? It is explained in one shloka, shloka number 42 of the same chapter, 18th chapter, because this Sarvadharman Parityajya, this came from 18th chapter, 66th verse, the final verse of Bhagwan's teaching. So before that, about 22 shlokas ago, or 24 shlokas ahead, he just mentioned that there are certain qualities that makes you a Brahmana. Shamaha, Damaha, Tapaha, Shaucham, Kshanti, Arjavam, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikyam, Brahma Karma. Okay, these are 9 qualities mentioned. Did we start talking about the Shama, Dama, Tapas last week, right? What is Shama? Is control of mind is Shama. Control of our organs of senses or organs of action, that is Dhamma. Tapas, we mentioned austerity. Shaucham, did we mention Shaucham? We did talk about Shaucham. Shaucham is cleanliness. Okay. Kshanti. Kshanti is, what did we say Kshanti as? Kshanti as?
Patience.
Yes, patience. And Arjavam. Arjavam means straightforwardness. And Jnanam and Vijnanam. Jnanam is knowledge. Vijnanam is implementation of that knowledge, like experiential knowledge. Okay. Now, we know that E equals mc square, right? But have you ever experienced E equals mc square anywhere? No, we did not. Okay. For us to understand that E equals mc square, that is jnana. But you actually like go to a nuclear lab and see how a couple of molecules or whatever those atoms, etc., they collide and how that energy is produced, all of that, then that becomes your personal knowledge. Yes, I have seen it. Yes, that is the Vijnanam. So with respect to in the same way, with respect to us, when we spirituality, we understand that I am Brahman, that is Jnanam. But I understood that I am Brahman from a theory perspective. I believe that I am Brahman, and I also understand that I am Brahman based on logic as well. But it is not my personal experience. Until it is not personal experience, it is Jnana. Once it becomes personal experience, that is it. I become a Jivan Mukta, that is Vijnanam. And then Astikyam. Astikyam means it is belief in God. So all of them are Brahma Karma. Brahma Karma means these are Brahmana. Okay, here Brahma is referring to the Brahmana Karma, and this is like inborn qualities. Okay, Swabhavam. Swabhavam is nature. Okay, so these are the qualities for anyone to be recognized as Brahmin, not based on birth. Okay. Any questions based on this? Now, in the 43rd shloka, Bhagavan says, Shauryam tejo dhritir daksham yuddhe cha apalayanam chapya palayanam meaning palayanam, right? Then Danam Ishwaram Danam Ishwara Bhavascha Kshatram Karma Swabhavajam. So here Shaurya, Teja, Dhruti, Daksham, Yuddhe cha Palayanam, that is 5. Danam, Ishwaram, Ishwara Bhavam. Okay, so these are the 7 qualities. For Brahmana, there were 9 qualities, right? We just counted 9 qualities of Brahmana, and for this Kshatriya, there are 7 qualities. What are that? Shauryam. Shauryam means it is able, your vigor, strength. Okay, and Tejas. Tejas means you have a glow. You have a glow because of vigor, your strength. Okay, and then Dhruti. Dhruti means again, it is similar to patience, but it is a steadfastness. Okay, and Daksham. Daksham means ability to command. Okay, so you ability to manage. Okay, that is Daksham. And Yuddhe Chapalayanam. So that means that who is not running away from Yuddha, okay, from war. Okay. Meaning what? Not running away from war means he is willing to give up his life for the ideals that he believes in. That's the understanding of Yuddhecha Apalayanam. It is not. Okay. So my ideal is greater than this body. That conviction is there. Okay. Dhanam. Give away everything. Okay. So whatever he fights, putting his life at risk, he may win something, but he doesn't have any qualms in giving away anything and everything. And Ishvara Bhava. Ishvara Bhava means lording over something. Ishvara means like when you say Bhagwan Ishvara, Ishvara is the controller. He is the ruler. Okay, so now Ishvara, as we say, Bhagwan is the ruler of the entire universe, whereas Ishvara as king, as a Kshatriya, he is also ruler of smaller land, but still that the feeling of Ishvara is there. All of them together make someone a Kshatriya. Okay, any questions on the qualities of Kshatriya? Then, so one shloka was given for Brahmana's qualities, which are 9 in number, 7 qualities, another shloka for Kshatriya, but there's one shloka together for Vaishya and Shudra. Krushi, Goraksha, Vanijam, Vaishya Karma, Swabhavajam. There are 3 qualities. Krushi, Goraksha, okay, and Vanijam. Okay, so Krushi means agricultural kind of a thing, and Gauraksha means taking care of cows, meaning cattle and all of that, and Vanijam meaning business. These 3 are Vaishyas. Okay. And Paricharyatmakam karma Shudrasyapi Swabhavajam. Paricharyatmakam service. So Shudras need to service to anything, anyone. Okay, so that service that means what? Service means what happens is that whatever boss says, they listen and they follow. Now you see, these 4 qualities are, this set of, when you look at this set of 4 categories, in each of us, we have some of these. Okay, meaning like some, I cannot say that, oh, I belong to Shudra category. I belong to Brahmana category. No, I see some qualities from Brahmana categories are also there for me, and some Kshatriya qualities are also there. Some Vaishya, some Shudra, like that. I mean, I see a mix of these qualities are there. And now the question is that which ones am I going to, what do you call let grow? Okay, which one of these qualities I let grow? That is what makes me a Shudra or Vaishya or Kshatriya or Brahmana. Now, so again, why are you talking about all of this? Dharma, right? So there is all these are dharmas of these categories of okay, based on Varna dharmas. Okay, so these are Varna dharmas. In the last session we talked about ashrama dharmas. Okay, so now the thing is that sarva dharman partyajya. So when Bhagwan says drop off all your dharmas, so that means your ashrama dharmas are to be dropped and your varna dharmas are to be dropped. That means what? Can I keep my adharma then? Okay. Adharma must be dropped all the time anyway. Okay. So sarva dharma parityaja means understand all the adharmas also must be dropped. Okay. It shouldn't be like, okay, so Bhagavan asked only dharmas to be dropped, so I can do adharma. No. Okay. Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam sharanam vraja. So seek surrenderness in me alone. Now this is a kind of like a tough statement, because if I give up everything, who's going to take care? That he has already clarified in the last shloka. Right? Ananyastintayanto mam ye janah paripasate. I'm going to take care of your yoga and kshema. Yoga kshema vahamyaham, he said, right? Now, mam ekam sharanam vraja, sarva dharman paritijya mam ekam sharanam vraja. What does it mean? Yes. First of all, let us understand, why are you doing right things or good things? Or why are you looking for your, okay, why are you doing any good things for that matter, any right things for that matter? Why are you performing any action, any duties? Is because we're expecting something, even in performance of duties. Okay? Now, from a office perspective, today, when I go to work and I fulfill my responsibilities, fulfill my duties, what I'm looking at, I'm looking for a paycheck. Okay, something is there in return. Now, in Karmanyava Adhikarastha shloka, Bhagavan said, don't expect anything. Okay, so then still there is kind of expectation. Okay, don't hanker, don't expect anything. Doesn't mean that he's not saying like don't expect anything, don't hanker for a particular result. But what is the benefit of that? That helps with cleansing our mind, right? Okay. Chitta Shuddhi is the result of that. Chitta Shuddhi means purity of mind comes out of that. Why? Because there are no more likes and dislikes. So that straightforwardness, arjavam was there, right? As one of the Brahmana Lakshanas. Okay. That straightforwardness is simple, right? So there, I don't have any kutilata. Kutilata means any deception. Okay, deception means like not necessarily like I'm trying to scam you or something. Rather, I am not scamming myself first. Okay, because what happens is, so, see, here is the thing, right? When I have something in mind, I speak something else and I do something else. Who am I scamming? I'm scamming myself. Okay, because my three layers of personalities, each of them are not agreeing with the other personality. Okay, but straightforwardness means what? Arjavam, all these personalities, whatever I think is same as whatever I speak, which is same as whatever I do. This is what we call as, like the term that we use in Indian languages for that is Trikarana Shuddhi. Have you heard about the term, like, did you ever hear the term Trikarana Shuddhi? Right? Three means three. Karana means instruments. Okay. So those instruments are instruments of speech, instruments of action, and instruments of thinking. All of them are purified when all of them are in state. Okay. So that is Arjavam. Okay. So now this Arjavam, okay, when that is there, then what happened? The mind is purified. And why are we purifying our mind? Is that when the mind is purified, then the knowledge sticks very easily. Otherwise, what happens is that the knowledge is coming, but it is not sticking. Okay, so it is something like this, right? So if you want to paint your home, what do? You will you go start painting right away? Especially like let us say if the previous thing was paper plastered. Okay, you know how sometimes there's a wallpaper there. Okay, what are you going to do? First, you have to remove all the wallpaper. Even if there's another color of paper, so another color of paint, or even the same paint, you have to sand it, right? All of that is to be done to get that wall ready to accept the paint. You can paint otherwise too, but what happens? How long the paint lasts? It will go away very fast. It is not perfect. It doesn't stay straight, right? So in the same way, the knowledge that we are getting today is like that because we haven't cleansed our mind yet. Okay. So because our mind is not fully cleansed, just like that, the paint is temporary on the wall, okay, and it falls away very easily. In the same way, our knowledge is not stabilized. But when the Chitta Shuddhi happens, when the purity of mind comes, that is when the knowledge will become stabilized. Now the question is that, why are you doing this Chitta Shuddhi? Okay, what is the purpose of cleansing our mind? The purpose of cleansing our mind is not the end by itself, but it is a means for something else, moksha. Okay. Now, when Bhagavan says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja, that means what? He is asking you to do it after you cleanse your mind, okay? And then you go to him with clean mind, then he will take care of you. What is he going to do? Aham means Bhagavan is saying that me, what I'll do is your sarva papebhyaha. Okay, so sarva papebhyaha mokshayishyami. So I am going to liberate you from all your sins. Now, all your sins is an interesting word. Okay, what do you mean by all? You're going to give the liberation from all my sins. Okay. From a pure Vedantic perspective, there's no difference from sin and merit, meaning there's no difference between papa and punya. Now, that's a kind of a controversial statement, right? If you heard it for the first time, what do you mean by there's no difference between papa and punya? How come there's merits and sins are not two different things? If you performed a punya means a good action, and you got a good result. So that means what? You have to experience the fruits of that action. Karma phala has to be experienced, right? If you do a bad action, bad karma phala has to be experienced. So either way, you have to experience something good or something bad. Now, when can you experience this good result or bad result is as long as your jivatva, your individuality remains. Okay. So that means, and what is our goal of getting moksha? Get rid of this individuality. So, and that individuality will not go away unless all your sins and all your merits are, the results of them are experienced. Now, the problem is that in experience, while experiencing these results, we are doing other karmas. Some other karma is being done. So, because of which, again, we are adding stuff. So, this is a problem. So, in is in Japanese culture or Arabic culture, apparently, when they find king to be a criminal, okay, they would execute him, okay, like a king or maybe like member of royal family. Now, the thing is that they would use like, like typically swords. I mean, they used to behead people, okay, with sword, behead or some kind of killing. So now these swords are made up of steel. But if it's a royal king, it's a royal family member, it has to be gold etched to to what you call like a to I mean like to commemorate or to commemorate is not right word, to give credence to who is being executed. There'll be like some golden insignia or something like that on that sword, and with that sword he is going to be punished. But whether it is a regular sword or this sword or that sword, the punishment is given. So in the same way, this papa and punya, even though they appear differently, they are going to be, they are going to be obstacles in our moksha. So what Bhagwan, when he says, Aham tva sarva papebhyaha, all your sins, because see, the thing is that like if you know the our karma phalas, we say that there are three types of karma phalas, right? Sanchita karma, prarabdha karma, and agami karma. Do you remember these terms from somewhere in the past? You may not recall the meaning, but at least do you recall the terms? Okay. So, sanchita karma means what? The jiva from the time immemorial, they are accumulating the results of all the actions that are being performed from time immemorial. So this is like, think about like a godown full of karma phala is there. Okay, a warehouse full of karma phala. Now, all this karma phala cannot be experienced in one lifetime, no matter what kind of life you take. So what happens is that a small measure, okay, so from this warehouse, maybe a small pallet, okay, one pallet of karma phala is taken out and said, okay, this karma phala has to be exhausted by this individual, this jiva in this lifetime. And when that is given, that pallet full of karma phala, the results, okay, that they need to experience in this particular lifetime is called as prarabdha karma. So, no matter what, once this individual is born, no matter what, they will experience all of that in prarabdha karma. And as soon as the prarabdha karma is done, there is no more need for that body, and that body falls down immediately. So that can, for some jivas, it could be like 2 days after birth. For some jivas, it could be 120 years after birth. So people occasionally you read in newspapers, right? What is the secret of my long life? Okay, I did this, I did that, etc. Okay, nothing like that. Okay, none of them work. Whatever prarabdha is there, and as soon as that prarabdha karma happens, they'll fall down. If prarabdha karma is not yet done, they are going to stay. Okay, not a single breath more, not a single breath less. Okay, so this is prarabdha. And then, now, we said, right, in a godown full of, the warehouse full of karma phala, we took one pallet out. But in this life, what we are doing is that we are adding more and more into that warehouse. So all of that is yet to come is called as agami. Okay? I mean, aane wala. Whatever is about to come in next lives or whatever, that is agami karma. So these are the three types of karma phala that we experience. So no matter how much effort we put, by our effort alone, we cannot get this moksha. Okay? So there it is uh, it's like a handshake. A handshake cannot be made with one hand. I have to bring my hand to you, like, I have to extend my hand, and you also have to extend your hand to make this handshake happen. So now, when we are doing this, like our karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, whatever, all we are trying to do is that we are trying to extend our arm. Now, Bhagwan has to extend his arm from other side and he has to make that connection. So but again, the thing is that Bhagwan is always ready to shake your hand. In fact, he is ready with his open hand like that for several of our lifetimes. Okay, for so long he is waiting. It is just that we need to get it and for this, right? So here, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam Raja. When I drop off everything and I extend my hand to Bhagwan, he is going to get rid of entire warehouse of all of those papas and punyas, sarva papebhyaha, and he will give moksha. Okay. Ma shuchaha. Ma shuchaha is don't grieve. This don't grieve is the very first thing that he started. Okay, Bhagwan started like in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 11 is the first time Bhagwan spoke with Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Ashocyan Anmashochaste, like that. Okay, Ashocyan. For whatever things that you are not supposed to grieve, you are grieving. That's how it started. And here he's saying, I'm going to give you moksha, mashuchaha. Don't cry. I mean, don't grieve. Okay, I'm going to liberate you. All you need to do is drop off everything and take surrenderness, take refuge in me. I'll take care of the rest. This is his final teaching. Okay. So with this, we completed Gita Panchamrutam shlokas that are put together by Puja Guruji Swami Tejomanandaji and Puja Swami Swarupanandaji. Okay. So I'll pause here to see if you have any questions. If there are no questions, we'll conclude now. And starting next week, we'll revert to chapter 8. That is what we were covering before. Okay. And of course, like I'll summarize the chapter 8 where we were and the context and everything, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So we'll do our closing prayers. पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ